Now with multiplying complex numbers. To multiply two complex numbers, use the distributive property or FOIL. The FOIL method is known as first, outer, inner, and last. And what this means is if you have the problem negative 2 plus 5i times negative 1 plus 4i, since you are multiplying these two because of the parentheses, you're going to do the first, which is this value, and you're going to multiply it with the first and the second parentheses. So negative 2 times negative 1 equals positive 2. So that would be the first value, would be positive 2. Second, you're going to use the outer, which is this one. That's second. And that would be the outer one of this one, and you're going to bring it to the outer one of this. So outer to outer. Negative 2 times 4i. You can multiply these because they don't have to be like terms for you to multiply. They only have to be like terms with addition and subtraction. So negative 2 times 4i, 4 times negative 2 would be negative 8, and you add on the I. So that would be the next part of the problem. Third, we're going to go to the second value in the first set of parentheses, which is the 5i, and this is going to be the inner, which is what the I stands for, inner, and you're going to multiply the inner values, which are these two. And again, they don't have to be like terms, so 5i times negative 1 equals negative 5i. So that would be the third part. And lastly, you're going to use the L, which means last, and that's going to be the 5i. And you're going to multiply it by the 4i. So 5i times 4i. 5 times 4 is 20, and I times I, that would make it I squared. So be sure that you square that I. And also I squared is another way to say negative 1. Because knowing that I, let me write this, 1 second. Because knowing that I equals the square root of negative 1, the square root of negative 1 times the square root of negative 1. If it's a square root times a square root, you're going, and it's the same number, which is negative 1 and negative 1, it's just going to be positive, or not positive, it's going to be negative 1, but it's not going to be the square root. So knowing that the last value was, knowing that the last value was, 20 I squared. Sorry, I erased it. So knowing that, you're going to combine all of these now. So you're going to combine the like terms because you are using addition and subtraction as their subtraction and addition signs. So the only terms that you can combine right now is the I and the I. So negative 8i minus 5i. That equals negative 13i. So that brings it to 2 minus 13i plus 20i squared. And then from there, you think that you're done, but you're not, because you have to keep in mind that I squared equals negative 1. So you're going to substitute that in, making it 20 times negative 1. 20 times negative 1 would be negative 20, and that makes us more like terms because negative 20 and 2 are both real numbers, so those would be like terms. So negative 20 plus 2, that would be negative 18. So you're going to keep that and that, making it negative 18 minus 13i. And that would be the final answer, and it would be in the same form, the standard form of the complex, or the complex standard form, which is a plus bi, where that's the complex part and that would be the real number. And so now moving on to complex conjugates. Complex conjugates to complex numbers of the form a plus bi